perhaps a pox on both of your houses is every single opinion poll at the moment that shows that voters aren't convinced by either of you. They're looking to the independents. What does that say, Claire?
Well, I actually really welcome a bit more competition in Australian politics. I think this is really good for our democracy. And if I can just point to climate change, just pointing to climate change where I think this is having the most impact on the quality and substance of the discussion in Australian politics. You know, what you're seeing now is the Liberals can't pretend to be doing the right thing on climate change when they've got these very well-informed independents who are challenging some of their senior people. I'm right next to Goldstein, where Tim Wilson is, I'd say, not coping particularly well with the fact that he's under challenge there. This is really good. We should never suggest that there's illegitimacy to new political parties and political movements rising up, and I think they're having a really important impact on the quality of debate.
No wonder Labor embraced the independents, because the independents are essentially the pathway to a Labor government. We know that the vast majority of them, in this case of a hung parliament, would support Anthony Albanese and Labor. The only way for Anthony and Albanese and Labor to make it into government is to rely on those coalition partners of the independents and the Greens. There is really no other pathway for Anthony Albanese. No wonder we're hearing Clare, we're hearing Labor support the teal independents, the so-called independents, because that's the only way they're going to get to government.
I'm really interested, Jane. I mean, isn't this a bit of a wake-up call for your party, though? I mean, the fact that you've got some of these blue blood seats like Kooyong, where we've never seen anyone other than a Conservative member in those areas. And actually, if you drive through the streets of Kooyong, if you drive through Goldstein, if you drive through Wentworth at the moment, the people in those communities are falling over themselves to get behind these alternative candidates. So after 9 years in office, doesn't that tell you something pretty? Doesn't that tell you something pretty important about the quality of the government that you're a part of?
In seats like Richmond, this is a common phenomenon being challenged by an outsider party or an outsider independent.
What we've got here is
to Labor. It's happening to the Liberals right now.
What we've got here is the core constituency of the Liberal Party walking away from their political party, and I think instead of saying, "Oh, this is somehow not legitimate," the Liberal Party needs to sit up and take a bit of notice and think about why it is that they're losing some of these lifelong supporters.
I think if these teal independents are going to be honest, if they're really, they're not turning to Labor, but they'll vote for an Anthony Albanese government in the case of a hung parliament. These aren't independents. This is simply an anti-coalition movement.
Well, we will see. We don't know that yet, but 3 weeks ago in this campaign, it was a hectic little 20 minutes we had there. Fierce debate. Ladies, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it.